Hey guys, and welcome back to Culture Boys, a show where two guys just want to have a chat. I'm Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by Pepe, and this week is a long promised sort of fulfillment. We are talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog live action quote unquote movies.
Yeah, Sonic. It's been like a while since we've done any Sonic content, really. Like I think it's like been like since like 2021 or something, 2022. Like
I think what I remember saying was we had the Sonic retrospective
yeah,
we did a long time ago, and I remember saying then, like, the two of us were like, haven't watched a Sonic movie yet, heard it's alright, might watch it one day, might do an episode on it. And I don't think the second one was even out yet.
Wow, I didn't realize like neither of us had watched it at that point either.
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay, yeah, fair. Because like my experience of watching both of these films now is from Netflix basically. I haven't watched either one of these in the cinema. I think in one of our previous episodes, I don't know which one it may have been, we said that like one of the last films that a lot of people saw in the cinema before lockdown happened, like it was either like Parasite. I think it probably was actually the Parasite movie we were talking about. It was either Parasite or it was Sonic the Hedgehog live action movie. So it's
Yeah.
and I didn't see like I literally was like, I'm not going to cinema to see anything because I just can't be asked to pay for it. But
I just checked,
yeah.
and according to our records, at least the way we keep them, that Sonic retrospective was like our 30th recorded episode.
Yeah, so it's a really early days one. I mean, like that's 150 episodes, like away, basically.
Yeah. That is super early on. Yeah, like the first one had been out a while.
Yeah, it would have been like over a year at least. But like at that point, I think like if the first Sonic movie wasn't on Netflix or a streaming service, I definitely wouldn't have watched it because I wouldn't have paid to see it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
Like I like it's not because I didn't want to. Is that I was just like, I haven't seen it in the cinemas. I'm not exactly go out and buy a DVD for it. That's like really like back in the day. That's the thing is back in the day that would have been a normal thing to do. It's like, oh, I haven't actually seen that movie, and it's like, oh, it's cheap on DVD. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
But like for me now, owning physical media in terms of DVDs, for me it has to be like my favorite ever movie. And now to buy a movie blind without seeing it is just like that scares the crap out of me.
Well, I mean, like, you got to think about what we're talking about as well, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about a live action video game movie.
Yeah.
By this point in time, we had not had a good one. So, like, it was like, oh shit, man, who's going to pay for a Blu-ray of that without knowing, you know what I mean? Like, as far as anyone knew, it was going to be the same, like, garbage that we always get for video game adaptations.
Literally. And, like, we've all seen already, like, the backlash when that movie first dropped, like, dropped its first trailer as well. With that, like, that horrific original Sonic.
The weirdest thing is that people wanted that cut. They were like, "No, we want that version now." And it's like, all right.
I think at some point, like, I think there probably will be a cut release. It might not be in the next, like, 10, 20 years. It might be afterwards. But I think one day there'll be a, look, here's the original Sonic cut with that derpy-looking Sonic. You can have it. There you go. It's there.
10th anniversary of the film coming out. They're like, "Oh, here you go, the original Sonic."
Cannot wait for 2031. No, 2030 even. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. We can't wait for 2030. Waiting for that.
I'm definitely not one of those people asking for that cut. Jeez.
So, like, when did you watch? Obviously, that's the first Sonic movie. When did you watch the second one?
The first time I watched it was sometime last year.
Yeah.
I was just scrolling through Netflix and it was like on there, and I was like, oh, cool.
Because I remember, I think it might have been in one of our group chats that, like, I think we were like, oh, this second Sonic movie's on Netflix now. And you're like, oh, well, I know what I'm doing that evening.
Yeah.
I remember, because I think you watched it when it first arrived on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I've watched it, mainly because this is one of the reasons why we're doing this episode now, is because the second Sonic movie is, like, at this current time recording, is off of Netflix now. It dipped off a few days ago.
Yeah, Yep.
So I think we were like, well, if we're gonna do this Sonic movies episode, now would be the time to do it.
Yeah. What would the third one also come in? So
Yeah, so the third one releases in the UK on December 21st, 2024. So part of me was like, oh, we're gonna do this record because like the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie is like, for in my mind, for some reason, I thought that Sonic 3 was dropping this month as well. So I was like, oh, cool. So I could watch Sonic 2 and then I'll watch Sonic 3 and then we could go into this episode and be like, oh, we can talk about the trilogy. But it's actually like, nope.
yeah.
Your boy got his days wrong. The release dates. So here we are talking about 1 and 2. We may do an episode about 3. Depends if you want to go and see it in the cinemas or not. That is entirely dependent on that.
I mean, I can tell you for a fact, I don't want to go and see it in the cinema.
Yeah.
Not because I don't want to see the film.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't enjoy going to the cinema anymore.
That's interesting. Okay, yeah.
However, I do want to see the third one
Mm-hmm.
because Edgelord Shadow's in it.
Yeah.
And memes aside, I do like Shadow as a character.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like totally down. Voiced by Keanu Reeves. So what's not to love? Like, I'm down. I'm down, bro. Shadow, come on.
Yeah, I do like that they've been doing some decent casting for these Sonic movies as well. Because you think like they could easily just go for the original voice cast, and they have done for Tails, arguably. But like,
But Tails is one of those voices that is always very hard to get right.
yeah,
So like going for the original voice actor is like, no, I appreciate that. Because there was a period of time where like Tails' voice actor changed a whole bunch of times and it never quite sounded correct until the current voice, Colleen O'Shaughnessy.
Mm-hmm.
The current voice of Tails is like, no, that's it. You got it. Don't try anymore.
And any diversion of that, I completely agree. That is Tails' voice easily, and diverting off of that would be a very like strange thing. Like unless it was like a celebrity or like an actor, arguably not just a celebrity. Like if it was an actor that was actually so good at doing that voice, I think that's the only that like they'd have to be exceptional.
It's either that or they just really fit the vibe.
Yeah.
Because like originally I thought, oh, that's a bit weird that Ben Schwartz is the voice of Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, he's the comedian. Like, you know, I'm like, not that he couldn't do it, but you know, when you're just like, Sonic has had like a distinct voice in most iterations when he has a voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the original cartoons had Steve Urkel with the, you know, shut up, Budnick, you're too slow. You know, like,
yeah.
you had the Steve Urkel, and then you have like modern Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
And like, those voices are kind of, they're just like how you hear him.
Yeah.
So when somebody else comes into it, you're like, I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I think Ben Schwartz does a pretty good job of like fitting the vibe of Sonic, right?
He does a very good job of it. Like it doesn't feel like weird at all. Him being Sonic like that, like it fits the vibe, like you said, perfectly.
Exactly. Like I don't know. Yeah, casting was pretty good. Like Jim Carrey as Robotnik is great.
Oh, I mean, Jim Carrey is just absolutely like he's one of the main reasons why people have like got into this film.
That is so true.
I think arguably without Carrey in this, I don't actually think the film would be as big as it is right now.
That's an interesting point. Yeah.
Because think about it, like Jim Carrey as Robotnik is like huge, and like that's what kind of gets everyone into it. Because think about it, like, oh, who's the big characters apart from Jim Carrey, or big names apart from Jim Carrey in the Sonic movie? And arguably Carrey is the biggest one. Like you hear Ben Schwartz, and arguably, yeah, Ben Schwartz is a big comedian, but he's nowhere near Carrey's level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the next biggest name would be James Marsden, but like most people, I feel like recognize the face but don't know the name.
Yeah, I don't like if you told me James Marsden, even if like we did this before this episode, I probably would have struggled like, who?
See, if you said that to me, I would have just been like, you know, Cyclops from the X-Men movies, the original ones.
Again, on me, it's like
Serious? You don't remember him as Cyclops from the original 2000s X-Men?
I wasn't as big on the X-Men films. I wasn't like huge on those.
Oh, okay.
Like it was one of those ones where like I didn't really show interest in it, and then it was like, so even though you say, oh, Cyclops, I can't even picture what he even looks like. You can say that I did not know anything about that.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
That's what I always remember him from. He's been in plenty of things, and I've seen him in everything else, but I always go back to, oh, it's Cyclops.
The last thing I heard about James Marsden was that he is somewhat problematic now.
Oh.
That's what I've heard, but I can't remember the reason why. He did something problematic, and I can't remember what it is. Do I dare look it up? I don't know if I want to look it
No.
up.
Let's just not touch that anymore. Like, let's just like leave that.
Let's avoid that. I can't remember, but I can't remember if it's like political reasons or it's like something else. I don't think it's anything huge scale, but I remember it just being a bit like, oh, a little bit icky.
Fair.
I don't know what it was, but I remember it being a little bit icky. Anyway, then we move like obviously like going on to voice actors and stuff like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have Idris Elba as Knuckles.
Yeah.
And see, this is one that's really fresh in my mind right now because obviously Ben Schwartz, Jim Carrey, they're in the first film, easy. Like,
Yep.
Tails is basically the Tails we've all basically known for a while anyway.
Yep.
But obviously Knuckles is the one that's like, oh, this is Idris Elba, and this is like new to me. This is like a completely new experience to me and any person that's watched the second Sonic movie. And obviously, in terms of like original Sonic video games, we have Sonic who's like, yeah, like, you know what Sonic sounds like. Tails, yeah. And then Knuckles is also kind of just like a bit more like of a jock in those games, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just a bit more, not exactly a gruff voice, but it's kind of just like a deeper voice, kind of. I don't know how else to describe Knuckles' voice in the original Sonic. But in this, basically, Idris kind of goes a bit caveman with it. You know what I mean? It's like
A little bit, yeah. I think because they might have played too much into the old tropes of Knuckles, where he's like gullible but a bit dumb, but also incredibly serious.
yes, yeah.
And I think that's where they landed on like, oh, I guess he's a bit of a caveman. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It's like, yes, this ice of cream. I will eat this. And then it's like, it is literally like you brought Caveman out and he's still capable of doing things. He speaks a little bit English, but he's like, yes. Friendship is like this, and I must protect the emerald. It's like, okay, fine, yeah, like, it's fine how it's played, because it is quite funny at times as well.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Knuckles series,
No, I haven't either.
but from what I hear, it's pretty bad.
I don't remember hearing anything, which in itself was a statement.
Because it's on Paramount. It's on the Paramount streaming service, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like they've really made it kind of awkward for you to watch it. Like, I remember YouTube advertising it like, oh, you can watch the first episode of Knuckles on YouTube for free, and then you can watch the rest of it on Paramount. And I was like, oh, okay. It's there for me for free. I still didn't watch it. Still didn't. Also, but obviously I didn't watch it because I hadn't seen Sonic 2. It'd be a bit ridiculous of me to watch the Knuckles series without seeing Sonic 2 because spoilers. Nah, I assume there is.
Fair. I don't know. I think it takes place after the film, so maybe I don't know if it actually links to the film like that directly, besides just having Knuckles.
From what I know, it's, you know, the guy that plays the cop in, I can't remember what his name is.
The other guy, yeah,
the one that like kind of stops what's his name, Stone, I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, I always remember him as the dumb cop.
Yeah, the dumb cop is the easiest way to do it. Like, it's basically him and Knuckles go on a road trip, I think it is.
Okay.
I think that's the premise of it. I haven't seen the series, but that's what I kind of hear about it. And I think that it is hijinks occur around that. So it's a comedy, but an action comedy? I don't know.
I don't know that that's two characters I ever want to see together.
Yeah.
Because, like, that cop is, like, really dumb.
Yeah.
And Knuckles isn't exactly the smartest character either.
Yeah.
And you know when you're just like, is it supposed to be brain rot?
It feels like it's like, you know, arguably something like a Laurel and Hardy-ish, I guess, maybe, where it's like...
Yeah, I suppose.
Like two just stupid people leading each other places, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. No, I guess it's that kind of thing. And again, I haven't seen it. I heard that it was bad, but it could actually be quite decent. I'm just judging it from something that I've heard, which is obviously the worst way to do to judge a thing. But it was never on my radar to go and watch that anyway, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, where it's on a different thing.
Yeah.
If I have to go somewhere else, I'm kind of done.
Who has Paramount, I don't need another streaming service, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if I did watch that first episode, I'm not going to get a Paramount subscription just to watch Knuckles. It's like...
And it's also like, do you care enough to use the 7-day free trial to like binge and watch it the whole thing? Probably not.
Nah. It also means I'd have to watch it within that time, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's...
Okay, here's a question for you.
Right, yeah.
As this is like your first time viewing both of these films,
Mm-hmm.
what did you think?
Like, I think they're solid video game films. I think this is what, like, okay, in terms of video game films, they're up there. They're up there as.
But
video
the bar
games.
is incredibly
low. That's why they're up there as video game films. But I'd put this slightly below the Mario Bros. One.
Agreed.
I don't think there's actually been any video game films other than those two that I've really liked that much that I can think of.
I like the old Street Fighter movie, the one with Jean-Claude.
I haven't seen that in so long, so that is a tough one. I'm also saying that like anime films don't count as well with this. Like we're talking about live action, like
Yeah, we're talking like a proper like
big scale. Like video game movies,
Yeah.
Because they've done an Assassin's Creed film, right? I feel like they did, and it just flopped like massively.
Here's how you know it flopped.
Mm-hmm.
We were flying to Japan, and I watched 10 minutes, and I fell asleep.
Yeah, yeah, okay, it did release, and I was like, wait, did the Assassin's Creed film actually release? It's like, okay, fair.
It did, and it flopped, and it basically tanked the entire movie franchise.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's the standard we're talking about. And there's also the other Super Mario Bros. Movie, which is the live action one.
Oh, yeah, that one, yeah.
Which is just an experience in itself. I think that's its own level. Like that isn't even on a 1 to 10 scale. That is like somewhere in the nether regions of like somewhere. It's on the scale somewhere. It's not great, it's not good, it's not bad, it's not okay. I don't know what to rate that film because that's just a thing. But going back to Sonic though, like as a video game movie, there's like two or both of them, I'd say, because I think in terms of quality, I think they're both on par with each other. I don't think one's better than the other.
Okay.
I think they're like completely the same. I think as video game movies, they're up there. As movies go, I'd say they're good. They're good movies. I'd say they're kind of like, if I were to go like from an S rank to like an F rank or whatever, I'd say they're a good solid B.
Okay.
Like a B plus. I don't think I'd be like, oh my god, these are like, I bet you have to watch these, I'd be like, they're good films, but I don't know if I'd ever actually watch them again either, you know what I mean?
Fair.
What about you? What do you think?
I think they're decent films.
Mm-hmm.
I might not have graded them so high on a scale like that.
Okay.
I would have said maybe like a C plus. They're like a bit better than average.
I can see that. Yeah, better than average. It's above average. Like,
yeah, if you're going like, if you're saying, if you go based off of like regular like grading where C is like your average, then yeah, like a C plus.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Yeah,
it's decent. Like, it's a fun little watch. Again, the only reason I've watched them twice is because of the episode.
Yeah.
Personally, I prefer the first movie over the second movie.
Interesting, yeah.
Because I just think the first movie was more fun.
Yes.
The second one felt kind of like, at least to me, the second one felt kind of rushed. Like there was just a lot of things happening, and it was just sort of like switching around a bit too much because it's like, oh, what's Knuckles and Robotnik doing? What's James Marsden doing? Mm-hmm. What's Sonic doing? And now there's Tails and Sonic, and now, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like back and forth, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know that I'm invested enough in any one story thread.
I get you, yeah. Because you have It's Chris, isn't it? James Marsden's character.
His character's name is Tom.
Why do I think Chris? Is Chris the one from Sonic X? That's the one from Sonic X, isn't
it?
That's. I tell you what.
That's the kid from Sonic X.
Part of me, when I was going into this film, I was like, oh my god, are they gonna do like the Chris thing? But they replaced Chris with James.
That would have been amazing.
See, I thought part of me before I went into any of these films, I thought that's what it was gonna be. But okay, cool, it's Tom. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. But like obviously in that second film as well, you had a lot of like Tom and his partner going to
to her sister's wedding.
And like then that became a whole thing where it's like, oh wait, no, like the sister's
Yeah.
husband to be was actually a secret agent, and you're like, what's going on here?
He was part of Gun, the
Yeah.
organization from the Sonic universe.
Yeah, and it was like,
Yep.
okay, cool. That whole strand, I was like, okay, this is just existing. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
This is the fun thing, because, like, what I really liked about the second one was a lot of, like, as much as, like, the Knuckles thing was a bit like, oh, he speaks caveman, all that kind of thing. It was, like, quite decent. I didn't hate it. And then, obviously, you had the fight at the end with the giant egg bot thing, and they're taking it down, so it's Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles trying to take this thing down. Then obviously Super Sonic turns up and is like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is like, oh, that's really cool to see. So I think I prefer that bit. This is what I mean. Like, Sonic 2 has its good moments, and it's kind of like a bit moments. It's like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're bad, but they're just a bit like meh. I don't care about this.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I think that's why I prefer the first movie over the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the first movie, there's not so many of those moments.
Yeah.
Ones where you just sort of like, yeah, I don't really care. Like, and I think it's because the first one, again, where it only really focuses on like Sonic and Tom, and like everybody's part of one story thread.
Yes, yeah.
It's like one story that encompasses everybody, so it's more cohesive and like feels less like, I mean, honestly, I feel like Sonic 2 feels a little more like a bunch of TV episodes that like are cut together.
I can completely see what you mean there. I can actually really see, like, if it was a series, it would hold up as a series as well, wouldn't it? That's so true.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, there's that episode with these characters, we're following that story thread now.
Yeah.
Sometimes the episodes might have the A-B thing going on, so you're seeing two sets of characters, but as a movie, you're just like...
Yeah, like, oh, Sonic and Tails have to go into the bar, and then they have to get the this map or whatever, but they're caught out by the locals. What's gonna happen next? And it's like, okay, that happens, and it's like, oh, right, and now they're like being chased by Robotnik and the thing. It's like, ooh, what's gonna happen here? Like, yeah, I can completely see it. It divides up really well for a series or a short series. You're so right. I can see what you mean there. Like, what I do think the series is going to go with as well is, like, I think obviously the first one was so focused around Sonic and Tom's relationship.
Yeah.
And then this is like, oh, they're bringing Knuckles into it, and it's Tails, and they got to, like, Robotnik take down Robotnik, but Robotnik's also looking for the Chaos Emerald.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. So it feels very much centered in the Sonic trying to save that kind of thing, less than the Sonic and Tom stuff. There is still bits of it, but it doesn't feel as like much in the second one. I feel like the third one's gonna go even further into that, though, in the fact that it's like I don't think you'll see much of Tom and all that kind of stuff.
Well, you're gonna have to, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to. What with Shadow being such a big thing, because it's like basically the first movie is just like the first Sonic game, essentially, and then the second one is kind of Sonic 2 and 3 because Tails and Knuckles get introduced. Now we're going basically into Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah,
we're making like a huge leap, but like I'm assuming time's passed in that universe, so maybe it will be more cohesive because like more of the I don't know.
It's so hard to tell where they're going to be going with this as much, because obviously you're focusing a lot on the Shadow stuff now, and it's like, where does that go?
Yeah.
Where does that take the series? Because obviously now you have 4 of these like animated creatures, and Jim Carrey has confirmed that he's coming back, isn't he, for the third one? I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has.
So and then obviously I think you've got like they go into more of the lore as well. So I'm sure they confirmed they go into the lore of Shadow a bit more in this as well.
Well, they're gonna have to, because like you can't just have this thing appear and go, "I'm the ultimate life form," and then like not explain any of that.
Yeah.
Like he was on a whole fucking space station. There was a whole there's like Maria and all of that. Like Robotnik's like granddad created him. Like there's like a whole story there that you could use easily for a film, and if you don't, that's like wasted potential.
So like this is one thing as well, because obviously like I feel like you're a bigger Sonic fan than me as well, so I think you know a bit more on the universe than I do.
Yeah.
So like I gather a lot of my Sonic stuff from Sonic X, funny enough, and from what I remember in Sonic X, they're taking down Eggman, right?
Yep.
And Robotnik was the one on the space station, and he's the one that had...
Yeah.
Like, aren't Eggman and Robotnik different people? This is what I think...
No, they basically, the series, they used to be 2 different people.
Yeah.
and then it's basically like the name change.
Yeah,
Basically, kind
okay,
of
yeah.
like they're basically a family lineage now. So like I think his name was like Gerald Robotnik is his granddad
Yeah.
that created Shadow and had Maria on the Ark, the space station.
Yes, yeah.
The Eggman we're following is technically Ivo Robotnik,
Yes, yeah.
but I think goes by the moniker Eggman
Yeah.
or something like that. Or they just nickname him that because he looks like an egg.
Yeah, I feel like he's definitely leading into it if that's the case though, because he names all of his things after like, oh, the egg
Oh,
ball
yeah,
or
for sure.
the egg like masher or some shit like that.
The Egg Robo X1 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like regardless, he's let into it if they have just if Sonic's like called him Robotnik and it's like. Oh wait, no, Eggman. Shit, hold on, jokes. Let me try that joke again, right? Okay, so it's like Sonic goes, "Hey, Eggman," and he's like, "Oh, that's pretty good." And then he's like,
Branding, put it on a t-shirt.
"Yeah, okay, I'll roll with that actually." Hold on, yeah. Name the whole force after what he's just called me. Name the whole force after that, please. That guy, that hedgehog, fucking hate him, but still, he's come up with a brilliant. He's got a brilliant nickname for me. We rewrite. Yeah, do that.
Makes you wonder though, like, is Shadow the only one that's going to be in it? Because I don't know that if they've confirmed or not. But I'm not sure if there's more films after this.
Okay, this is the one thing, right? I kind of hope that they don't do more films after this because things are good as trilogies, right?
Yeah.
Trilogies are fine. You don't need to do more than 3 films ever. Do a 4th film, it's shit. Like I stand by that like completely. Like
What, you don't want the 4th film where Amy Rose appears?
as far as you know, Amy Rose may even appear in 3. Like, I tell you what they'll probably do. They'll be like, "Oh, you know what, Amy's at the end," but Amy doesn't contribute anything that significant to.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, go on.
I've got better pitch for you. Not Amy Rose.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Sonic 4 Chaotix. Charmy the Bee. Vector the crocodile, and Espio the chameleon.
Right. The thing is, right, you know me, I like my Sonic heroes, yeah? And Team Chaotix was my favorite team in that. And part of me is like, yeah, God, that's sick. But part of me is also like, why? Like, it becomes its own thing, like weird thing that I don't think I would really enjoy. Like,
It could have been worse. I could have been like, right, 4th film, Big the Cat.
Big the Cat.
And Froggy.
Yeah. The thing is, if they did bring Big the Cat into the Sonic cinematic universe bit, I don't think they could do the Froggy thing because it feels a bit like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It does feel like.
You know what I mean? It's just like, nah.
Do you think it'd be too on the nose if he appears 4th movie and he's just a destroyer of worlds, another purple cat that's a.
Well, comes in with the Infinity Gauntlet. Big purple creature comes in, snaps away our.
That's why he wants the Chaos Emeralds.
Jesus Christ. I mean, sure. I mean, like, this is one thing, like, because part of me as well really wants to see, Chaos Zero, that weird gloopy creature.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see that, but I don't think they'd ever get around to it. I don't think.
That would be interesting.
Like, I think as a villain, it could work out, but I don't know. Like,
Bro, that CGI budget would be nuts. Could you imagine? You gotta do Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, maybe Amy, and Chaos? Like, oh my god.
I mean, and like, plus you got to do all of like Eggman's robots that he has as well.
Oh yeah, that too.
So like, there's everything there. So like, and a space station. So
Ooh,
Yeah.
and to have Chaos in there. Maybe Chaos the robot, from Sonic Rumble, the GBA game. That would be cool.
orange thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like that. I thought it was a lame ass creature.
Yeah, like, I love that game.
No, I love the game. The game is good. I love the game. I just didn't like that robot. I actually
They look cool.
I really like Sonic Rumble. I thought Sonic Rumble. Did they make a Sonic Rumble too? I feel like this is going back into the other Sonic episode now.
I don't think they did.
Did they not make a Sonic?
I don't think they ever did.
Nah, I swear they did.
I don't think they did.
Imagine that. It's like,
And if they did, I never heard of it.
hold on.
But like, I don't know. Like,
No. Wait. No. Sonic. Sonic Fan Wiki. No.
uh-oh, that's a different rabbit hole.
No. Let's not talk about rabbit holes here.
Oh God, I wasn't even doing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh God, that wasn't even my intention.
Meanwhile, on the Sonic Fan Wiki, we've got Sonic Rumble 2 featuring Red the Hedgehog.
Oh yay!
Which is Red Sonic. But oh my God! Like they got all of the who the fuck is Copper the Hedgehog? It's like Sonic in a police outfit. Jesus,
Mate, come on! You're on a fan wiki. It's gonna be all of these fucking like OCs and stuff.
yeah. Oh yeah, this is. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna stop scrolling through this. This is stupid, yeah.
Yeah, you're literally just listing off a bunch of people's OCs.
Why did I think Sonic Rumble 2 existed then? I thought that was a thing, but
I don't know.
yeah, fair. But yeah,
I wish.
maybe one day, like when they're not doing that Fall Guys thing.
Yeah, I just thought about it. If you did want another film, you could bring in everybody's favorite. Silver the Hedgehog.
God, yeah. Let's just not do it. Like, this is the thing that I think about as well. Like, if they did go past 3, like anything past it is going to be like a bit as well. Like nothing actually goes better than Shadow. So, like Tails and Knuckles were like perfect additions for the second film.
Yeah,
Because it is that, oh yeah, here's Sonic's mates basically, and now you have like Sonic's like biggest rival.
pretty much.
And you can't go better than that. Like if you think about it, like Shadow is so much better than any other like
Yeah.
yeah. Apart from like Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, and the Shadow, anyone other than that is like. Why do I care? It's like, yeah, they're cool in the universe, but you don't care about them that much, really, do you? Like, I probably insulted a bunch of people that are hardcore Sonic fans and like, I love Big the Cat.
Oh yeah, for sure you did. I mean, I've just started to think like, no, I can't think of any more characters that I'm like, no, that character has to be in it.
Yeah.
You're right. After Shadow, I'm kind of like, I don't give a shit.
The only way that I can see it happening and being a good 4th film would be it's literally wrapping up everything. So Shadow has his own storyline in this bit, but it has to be like if they're gonna do part 4, like Sonic 4, then it's gonna be like this is like wrapping up the whole story, like everything, like about like Sonic and Tom's relationship, all that sort of stuff, all the family bits. Like maybe Sonic goes back to his world or whatever, and it just has to wrap it up. We don't need like any extra characters in there. It just needs to be like that's
Yeah.
it.
I feel like you're pitching the end of season 1 of Sonic X, where Sonic and friends go back to their own world, and Chris then spends the rest of his life obsessing over finding Sonic again. And that's what season 2 is Chris as an adult has like figured out how to make a portal to go to Sonic's world, and for some reason, even though he was a 20-something-year-old adult,
Yeah.
when he turned the portal on and he made it,
Yeah.
he's a kid again when he's on the other side.
Yeah, it's like stupid, isn't it? Yeah, but that's how I can see it happening. You're right, it is basically Sonic X, but but I think that's the way you have to go with it, in my opinion. I think that's what it's got to be done. Like, if you are gonna do a 4th film, I don't want them like that's the only way I think I'd see them doing a 4th one.
Well, that's the thing is because it's like after this, like from everything I remember of Sonic's game stories, is like after Shadow introduction in Adventure 2, pretty much it starts scattering. Like the only next story, which isn't great, is still Silver.
Yeah.
And Mephiles and the future and all that crap, like 06 story. And then all the other games are kind of like, I mean, you got Werehog or the storybook ones.
Well, Sonic and Black Knight or whatever.
Yeah, Black Knight, the Arabian Nights.
Oh yeah, the Seven Rings, is it?
Yeah, Sonic and the Seven Rings, or
You have
you've got like Forces or Frontiers,
Lost World.
Lost World, yeah.
But then you know what I mean. Like none of these are like none of those characters in those films, like those games, are like movie worthy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
colors, I guess, as well is a thing. Like yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're trying to follow this as in like, oh, there's the video games. After this, it gets very messy. I don't know which one you would follow.
Generations.
I did think that.
Where Generations, but it's the really fucked up looking Sonic. It's the current Sonic we have meets the weird ass, like the weird one. It's like, oh,
That would work though, because the re-release is with the shadow stuff. So
yeah. See,
we figured it out. We did it.
that would be such a baller move though from fucking the studio. Like
What?
right.
Just the fourth and final film was just the Sonic you do like that looks like the games, and the god awful one that could have existed.
And that is, it's the multiverse opens up, right? And then,
Oh god.
that's it.
Then it all ends with Sonic, the meme one.
I swear they've like incorporated that into the like the movie a couple of times.
Yeah, they probably did. There's all sorts of like Easter eggs and stuff.
I'm sure that like it's in. I swear it's in the first one. The kid draws the picture and it's the Sonic thing. So it actually is,
Oh, nice.
and in the second one, he's got the like he builds a little Sonic robot.
Yeah.
So like not a Sonic robot, but like a makeshift thing. He's like, I'm here and I'm reading the paper.
Oh yeah, that's Sonic, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, I think they do like make those references here and there. So
See, it's funny because I didn't pick up on that in the second one. I picked up on like the small things, like the coffee shop being called Mean Bean.
the mean, yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean machine.
Mean Bean Machine, yeah. I picked up on that bit. I think there may have been like other bits as well that I was like, oh, here's this, and I was like, oh, okay, but like,
I'm sure there was plenty that only like the super hardcores would have picked up on.
yeah, I feel like it is that as well. Like, but we did what we got what we needed from it. We got our references. That's all that counts.
Pretty much.
In all, though, they are good films, and I am actually really looking forward to seeing the third film. If I've got like a spare day over Christmas, I may even go see it. I might do. I like just
Wow.
it's on the 21st, isn't it? And like I think
Yeah, that's really awkward.
like my Christmas break is around then, so I think it's gonna be like, oh, like the kids are off over Christmas, go see the Sonic movie. That's what it'll be basically like.
Yeah, that's true.
And I might see it. I like if I've got a free day. I like depends if I want to spend the day going to see the Sonic movie. Like actually going to do that. I don't know. Like I'll see what I feel. Who knows? In a couple months from now. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, is there anything else we want to say about the Sonic movies? I guess.
If you haven't seen them before, like again, like one viewing of each film, not a bad idea. They're not bad.
Yeah.
They're decent films. Just go in knowing that, they're just a light-hearted, like, well, I would say they're almost kids' films, in a way.
I'd say as well, like for people that don't actually know the Sonic universe at all either, it's very easy to understand. This isn't like a barrier to entry. You can go into this film and be like, you'd understand everything with it. You don't need to have prior knowledge of the video games or the series or anything.
Yeah.
You could just go to and it's a very easy thing to enjoy as a casual viewer as well. So like you don't have to be a Sonic fan to like these films either.
That's a very good point. I didn't even think about it.
Like it's because they made it so accessible, which is what you need from these kind of films. Something that appeases the actual Sonic fans, which they have done very well. And it is like you can take your kids to the cinema and they'll enjoy it. And it's like, or you can,
Yeah.
even as an adult, you'd enjoy it. It isn't just a kids film. I think you can definitely enjoy this as I don't know, a non-fan who's like, oh, okay, cool, go see this. Easy, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say that too, 100%.
But I guess that brings this episode to a close. Thank you for listening, guys. Let us know what you think about the Sonic live-action films. What do you want to see from a fourth Sonic movie, I guess? You let us know in the comments. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button for future Culture Boys videos. Check the links in our description. We have our X and we also have our podcast platforms there. And we will see you guys next time for another Cultured Boys episode. Bye-bye.
Cheerleader.
Jesus Christ, you had to get in there.
Bye.
Bye.